One of the most frustrating things is when your students will write a little bit and then they'll stop and say, I'm done. And they've written for like 2 minutes. So in this video, we're talking about how to help your students write for longer using a really simple writing stamina lesson, which I'm going to give you for free. Let me know in the comments what your students really struggle with in addition to writing stamina, because after I get done with this video, I'm going to be making a lot of other videos on struggles that teachers and students are having with writing instruction. So you definitely want to stick around to see that as well. So make sure that you give me a thumbs up and click the subscribe button so that you can see those videos. And in this video, this is what I'm going to be giving you for free. Obviously not just this paper, but I'm going to be giving you a full writing stamina lesson. It just takes a few days, and it makes a huge difference, especially at the beginning of the school year, with how much and how long your students will write. Even if it's mid-year, definitely still stop everything you're doing and do this lesson, because it's going to make all of your student writing samples so much better. The first thing that I do is I actually teach my students what writing stamina is. So a lot of times our students don't actually know why they need to be writing for an extended period of time. And a lot of students actually wonder, how much am I supposed to write? So if you've ever been asked before, how many minutes do I need to write for? When am I done? That's the really frustrating part, because our students really don't know why they're supposed to be writing and when to stop or when to keep going. So this lesson allows for me to talk to my students about what writing stamina actually is, and it allows for me to provide them with some things to do if they get stuck. So if my students get stuck, I can have them reread the prompt, reread their writing, circle a part to elaborate on, ask a question about their writing, then answer it in their writing, and stay focused on their ideas and don't stop to correct spelling or punctuation quite yet. So this is super helpful, especially as we get into our writing pieces, because I can always refer my students back to this. If they write for like 30 seconds and they're done, I can say, oh, go back to your writing stamina notes page and do one of the things listed under the if you get stuck table. The second thing that I have my students do is a graph activity. So it takes me a day to really get this set up and for us to practice it one time. And then what I like to do is I like to do writing prompts for at least 5 days. There's 7 on here, but at least 5 days, so that my students can practice writing for longer and longer. And what I'll do is I'll project a count up timer, because we want them to be seeing, oh, I'm at 2 minutes, oh, now I'm at 3 minutes, oh, now I'm at 4 minutes. And that way they're keeping track of that time so that they can actually see it visually. And then they can also use their note page if they get stuck. And then they're competing with themselves. They're graphing each day to see how much they grow in their stamina. Now, you could just spend 1 or 2 days on this, and then you could continue to use the graph during their writing time if you don't really have a lot of time for this practice. But it is a super helpful tool even to bring out any time of the year if you notice your students are starting to get a little sluggish and be done really quickly again. The next thing in my writing stamina toolbox, which I actually use with the graphing activity, are visual prompts. So visual prompts are a great way to get all of your students writing no matter what their ability level. It's fantastic with your English language learners. You can actually read them the prompt and have them look at the picture. It's just a great way to support all of your students and get them excited about journaling, which is the easiest way, in my opinion, to start practicing writing stamina, because journaling is so open-ended. There's not necessarily a structure that they have to stop and worry about. So it's very low stress. So we use these really fun visual writing prompts, which again, I'm going to give you for free, with the stamina graph as a great, simple way for students to journal while practicing writing stamina. Now, if you have students who just won't get started writing, that's a whole other video, because there are so many reasons why that happens. But with your visual prompts and your graph and having the fun count up timer, which you can find if you just Google count up timer, you can find those really easily. With those items, it makes it so that most of my students will try to write. They will enjoy the journaling and they'll like competing with themselves. But if you have a couple students who still can't write, those are some other issues to address, and the writing stamina practice might not necessarily help them as much as you would like to. So again, that's a topic for another video, but for the majority of your students who just need a little extra help learning how to continue to write for longer, why they need to write for longer, and how this is going to help them in their upcoming writing pieces, you're going to love using these lessons. Okay, to get these 3 pieces for completely free, check the link in my description. Go do the writing stamina lessons with your students. Come back, let me know how it goes. I guarantee your students are going to love it, and it's going to help you so much. This is by far my most popular supplemental resource for writing instruction. So I can tell you that this is definitely a problem that a lot of teachers have. So it's not just you, and this will definitely help. So let me know in the comments before you end this video. Again, anything else that you want me to make a video on about writing instruction, and then make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos and also the free resources that I give with them. And I'm gonna link at the end of this to a couple other videos that I think you should watch on writing instruction that I think will help you as well.